welcome to another episode of we don't know what the fuck to call it.
Yeah. We're thinking.
So, what's going on in the world this week?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, you too. Let's see how happy it is by the end of it. Oh, I gotta hold it like you did, right? Like this.
Or just hold,
Just fucking
you
zombie.
can fist it.
Fist it.
Yeah.
Is it done?
That's what see, the comments and advice we got from our last episode was the audio wasn't good. And then we've learned how we got to control our microphone.
Yeah, I gotta put them in our face. This is a really weird position to be holding something.
Right?
Not a fan of that.
Alright.
All stiff arming it and shit. I feel like a first timer.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So, I'm colorblind. I'm red-green colorblind, as Jay knows. And what he doesn't know is I'm also right-handed, but I'm left-eye dominant. So, like, my right eye used to be weak when I was a kid and always crossed. 3D glasses had never worked for me. You know, the ones we had, you know, when we were kids, with the red and the blue.
Yeah.
They never worked. And then whenever the movies came out, the recent ones, I never really picked up on it because, again, the glasses, I would see the blurry vision, but my eyes never really, you know. Now, I say that so you'll kind of understand. We're both fans of Alex Gray, you know, the fractal artist, you know, all of his prints that we have.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're fractal, but whenever you're tripping, I mean, they don't move, if that makes sense. Now, I tell you all that because I've been practicing more meditation now, but instead of, I'm having a hard time, with eyes closed meditation. So I started, I'm doing, the focal point. And to aid it, last Sunday, I took just 2 grams. I didn't want to blast off. I just wanted, I just wanted some help, and so where I was sitting at, in a quiet room, but my art prints, this AI stuff, I look at it, and I've seen it, whenever I've gone on a journey. However, for this one in particular, as I'm, focal point meditating on it, and it was just 2 grams, this painting moved, and that's what I wanted to, these AI arts that are becoming really popular. I'm falling in love with them because of the colors, and whenever I meditated on it, and it kind of brought me into that frame. It was kind of a breakthrough for me because I saw colors I haven't seen, and being colorblind, you think, well, is that what yellow, truly is, versus the yellow or green that I see.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. One thing about the left eye though is like I find myself looking in someone's left eye. Like that's the eye I look at when I talk to somebody. Like,
right.
I look at your left eye, and I think the reason for that is because that's like the creative side, because it's like cross-wired or whatever. And so it goes to the right side, which is like the creative side, and so like that's always the side I want to see. And the other side's like that's the wall. The other side is the side that like stops things from coming in. It's like the filter, your right eye. So like I just always looked at the left eye, but it wasn't until I started learning some of that stuff that I was like, oh shit, I just do that anyway naturally. So that's a good eye to be dominant in. I never had a problem. I mean, I guess I kind of had a problem meditating, but it was never, I don't know, I never had to like practice at it too much, but I also like think that when I do take mushrooms or some shit like that, that is the meditative state that I'm in the whole time. Like that's it. And so like sometimes when I do take psychedelics, that's what my intention is just to meditate, because like that's basically what I'm doing the whole time. I feel like,
Oh, totally.
Just laying there just fucking thinking, Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Yeah.
Fucking smoker. Comfortable much? I'm kidding. Blow it that way though.
Yeah, yeah. It is a, whenever you're on a psychedelic journey, it is a, it is a meditative state. I just, one of the, I would like to be able to meditate without anything to see, try to reach your transcendence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little harder. But it's like growing a garden. You water it daily, a little more, a little more, a little more, just a little more. But like when you're tripping, you're laying there, you're just fucking thinking, right? Like you're in the meditative state. Like that's why it's so groundbreaking and shit, because like you're just in this place where everything's a union, and that's what meditation and yoga, like it's what it's all about, is the union of everything, the balance. So, like I don't think there's like a certain way. I see all these like posts on Instagram, like you're supposed to meditate this way, this way, this way. Like I don't think it fucking matters. It's more like what you do up here,
right?
And that's just you try to focus on nothing, and you just let your thoughts come, let them go, let them come.
A little closer.
Let them come, let them go.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
You're trailing off.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Ate a lot of fucking weed cookies today.
Cartoons. I love cartoons.
Yeah.
And
I hate them.
But the cartoons we watched as a kid, and they wouldn't be around now, but they do show them, but it's the adult jokes that we didn't get as kids.
I don't ever watch them anymore.
Yeah, just I guess seeing the just people bring it up on conspiracy theories like that about Simpsons, the future, and all that. So things you learn as a child, they don't really kick in until an adult, because you remember seeing it. It's just what it meant. I was 7 years old when I found my first Playboy.
Yeah.
And that was 40 years ago, so that was all just booze and bush. So, but still, you're 7. You're like, what? And I didn't want to ask my dad because it was his. So
ask him what? Well, what the fuck are you looking at?
Well, just girls, like what is this? I mean,
Yeah.
So I waited, and then I finally built up the nerve. I asked my granddad.
Yeah.
Now my granddad, let me tell you, he's a salty truck driver, and he's always been old. Like he died 10 years ago, but from the time I was, all my memory,
he's always been old.
Just salty old, right? And so, we were over his for some holiday, and it was just me and him in his living room watching TV. I believe it was, Cowboys were playing somebody. And I was on the couch, and he was where you were at, and I said, Granddaddy, what can you tell me about girls? And I was, hoping to kind of explore what it, and he didn't, that motherfucker, he kind of leaned forward, and he looked at me, but he was still looking at the game at the same time, like a chameleon eye. Just split it. It was just really weird. It's just, all right, you never turn a girl down, except the ugly ones, you turn them face down. And that was it.
So you just fucking girl missionary the rest of your life.
What the fuck? So fast forward, I don't know, 15, 16 years to where I'm like 22. And I did the 2 a.m. last call, shame.
Oh, that thing.
You know what I mean?
No.
And I know what I look like. And I know I was her 2 a.m. last call, take home as well.
Yeah, it's usually equal.
Yeah. But as I'm hitting her from behind, the words from Granddaddy came back. I'm like, I get it now. It's something I saw as a child. But then,
and then you did it.
And then as an adult, I get the joke now.
There you go. They all seem to have a big butt from behind, it seems like.
Yeah, it's just,
Works out. Works
Yeah.
out. It's not good. So, I was thinking about that thing that you asked me last time about the self. And it made me think like a lot of different things, but I think one of the main things I thought was this Japanese quote, and it was like, you have 3 masks that you wear. The mask that you show the world, the mask that you show the ones that you love, like your friends and the people that are close to you, and then the mask that you only wear with yourself. You know what I mean? And so like, and I think because only you can know you, nobody else can really, really know you. And so like, I think that's, you know, like, I don't know if there really is an answer to what the self is. Sometimes I think that like, just having the ability to like control your consciousness and like know that something angers you and being able to control it, that's like being able just to control your thoughts is like another step of consciousness, you know what I mean? And like that, so that's like you, and they also talk about your lower self, I guess your mid self, which is who you probably are most of the time, and then your higher self, which is like kind of similar to like what the Godhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so I don't really know the answer of what the self is, but sometimes like whenever I left my body on that one trip, that like, I just knew I was still me, but I wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like I was still, whatever force drives this fucking shell that I am, I was still that, but I just wasn't this shell anymore. You know, so, and it's always like how they do the threes, and I was thinking about the tattoo on my neck too. I fucking hate holding it. The tattoo on my neck, you know, it's like, it stands for the threefold mind. And the Jesus Christ, that distracted the fuck out of me.
Yeah, the tattoo on the neck.
Yeah, like
symbolizes
the cosmic, the physical, and the mental. You know, the three stages of the self also.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, all right, you take over. I don't know, that little motherfucker.
Have you ever noticed, you know, in theology, you know, what you're, you know, because you study a lot of theology like I have, and I know with but things are always threes.
Yeah.
You know, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, you know, the Holy Trinity. There's always three threes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we can go into a deep dive on numerology one day, but I just, you know, from what you just talked about, you know,
It is always the three.
you know,
And then like some of that goes back to like the Sumerian text where they talk about the three gods that created us: Isis, Enki, and Enlil in one case, and I think there's some different names in other manuscripts or whatever tablets. Like the Enuma Elish, that one's a really hard one to read because like it like repeats the same line 3 times, and so you have to like either go through the book and highlight every third line, or just, you know what I mean, like figure out some way to not drive yourself crazy rereading it. And like when I was reading it, I was like, holy fuck, am I just casting a spell on myself right now? Like, saying the same story 3 times in a row, like Jesus Christ. It's a fucking good story. It's so sad. So sad.
Right. But, you know, having to repeat it like that, I mean, that sounds like, you know, what a mantra, like a, you know.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It was weird. But it tells a really like sad story. It talks about how the gods created us to be like their slaves and shit, and then how we would start like making too much noise, like we were just bothering them, and they couldn't get any rest and shit like that, and so they would just destroy us, and they destroyed us like by plague, they destroyed us by fire, by water, and it's it's a sad fucking story.
Right. Wow.
When I got done reading it, I was like, God damn, that's a bummer. But it's a cool story. It's neat. But it's some of like where they get the Bible shit. It's just another version of the flood, you know. Well, it's pretty interesting.
The hero's journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it all is.
Yeah.
It's all about just roughing up the stone to make it smooth, you know.
That's just, you know, I mean, theology 101.
It's literally why you're here.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go through a bunch of shit to make you a better person. That's it.
And then blast off to the Bardo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think a lot of us just get distracted. YouTube, I get distracted with YouTube way too much.
Way too much.
I used to stretch and shit at night. Now I don't stretch at all.
I wanted to say thank you to a friend of mine for promoting our page on his mycology page. Mushy Fun Guy, appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to that dude.
Yeah, you'll see the link in our description to his website.
It's there already, right?
Yeah, we put that up there. Trip to the Veil. That was my vote.
I don't know. Yeah, we should have people submit what they think our podcast should be. Because 2 guys and 1 microphone, just the algorithm is not good on that one.
No, late night podcast wasn't working either.
So we need some suggestions. So leave us some suggestions in the comments. That would help us out a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck to call it. I had a good one the other night when I was in bed, but I wasn't getting up to write that shit down. Or looking at my phone to write it down. It's the last thing I'm doing when I'm in bed is touching my phone.
When I was 23 years old, I got my first gummy blowjob.
From a lady with no teeth? Did you really?
So, whenever I didn't, I didn't like, whenever I was, 21 to 29,
Okay.
I didn't go to normal, frat bars I like blue collar dive bars.
Always like older ladies, huh?
Well, that's just it. Like my ex-wife, 16 years old. Whenever I was 16, I fucked. The first woman I ever had sex with, I was 16 years old and she was 20. It was our first date. It was the first woman I had kissed and had sex with. And it was on the first date. So I fucked me up for life.
You're like, this is like a porno.
Right.
Porno's real.
Right?
Yeah, then you're just fucked off.
All the penthouse forum that I read about.
Yeah.
Oh, this woman.
They just give it up.
She was just this 20-year-old that worked at the gas station.
Give you pussy.
Yeah, they just, stopped over every day to get gas, and pack of cigarettes.
Amazing. Yeah. Go on.
So, I used to go to this bar in North Texas, called the Sports Forum, and it's a biker bar, just roughneck bar, and there was, women always, definitely wasn't, a college bar. But there was this one woman, and her name, I don't remember her name, God, that was so long ago. Let's just call her Sandy. All right, so Sandy's there, and the bartender, is a biker friend of mine, we rode together. He said, "Hey, dude, she's fucked up. Will you give her a ride home?" I said, "Yeah, I'll give her a ride home." And he said, "I'll put your beer in the fridge." I was just like, "All right, I'm not thinking." I mean, she's very much older than me. She's like,
Sounds like it.
Yeah, she's like 50. I think she was.
Yeah, you're 23 or something.
Yeah, she's like in her 50s. Yeah, I'll give this old lady a ride home. She's fucked up. No, they're driving, and she didn't live like 3 blocks away. And Bernie knew that. He just didn't tell me. So drove her to her house. And we're going, and she's like, "Come in and take your cigarette." And I'm like, "Oh, you want something to drink?" "Oh, yeah, sure." Grandma cookies, I'm just thinking, I got, grandma, she probably got some cookies, some, something.
Don't act like you weren't thinking about getting a blowjob.
And then it wasn't the first, you're like, "Oh, this old lady's gonna suck my dick for giving her a ride."
Right.
It was just, I was just like, "Oh, yeah, little cookies or something." So we go in, and so she starts kissing me. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." And she does. She drops it down, and so it was blowing me. I'm like, "Well, this is a fine way to."
Does she have teeth in right now?
Yeah,
okay.
I haven't got to the part yet.
I was wondering where you were going.
So as she's blowing me, she just takes everything out, and then, oh! I'm like, "This is heaven. Why? Well, I need this forever."
What would it feel like? A pussy?
Yeah. Dude, just, it felt fucking awesome. It felt like it felt like a pussy with, but with a little bit more pressure because of the gums.
Just gobble that 4 inches up, huh?
Just all. Exactly. So she just took all 4 inches like a champ, and just, and I was like, and now, 25 years later, I'm over here addicted to an auto blow 5000, and I wonder why. Yeah. It was my first real, I had blowjobs before, but they were from, women that were younger than me.
To make you nut and everything?
Oh, God, fuck.
I knew all the tricks.
Exactly. She knew exactly how to, then she took her teeth out like a lady. And just
like a lady.
And just went to town.
What a nice lady.
And I could definitely tell it wasn't her first.
Yeah. Oh, there are a million.
Probably so. But I didn't wake up with itchy, scratchy, or catch anything, so.
Yeah. And only if you'd had a beard, right?
No, she didn't have a beard. Maybe she just shaved.
You could have got some crabs, all I'm saying.
Oh, I think she meant she's old.
Yeah.
Those old ladies that get that little goatee thing going on.
Yeah. So, what are we about to do?
Well,
Got a long time to go.
We're What time? Oh yeah, we've only been recording for like 20 minutes.
Oh, I haven't even paid attention to that part. I just meant like, what time what are we gonna do today?
We're going over to your in-laws.
Yeah. Technically.
Technically, yeah.
That should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. Gonna see
what they're doing.
And your sister, or her sister, and all her nieces, or her niece and 3 nephews.
They're so well behaved.
Yeah.
Such great kids.
Yeah.
Love
them. And I'm bringing a girl.
You're bringing a lady. That's right.
So,
you like did one podcast episode and they already came looking for you.
Yeah, speaking of that, you remember that? Remember our last episode I was talking about how I told that woman to roll over?
Yeah, kind of.
So
I know what you're talking about. I've heard
so I told her whenever I told her about the podcast, I want to see it. Well, and I talked about you on it too. I'm such a fan. Oh, yay! So she listens.
Famous.
I sent her the link, right? And whenever I sent her the link, and then like she fucking texted me back a few hours later. You talked about me on the YouTube. Yeah. I said, I didn't use your name.
It's all right. Let's just go ahead and give everybody her name right now. Her name is Karen. Got a mixed kid's haircut.
She wants to talk to my manager.
Yeah. That's not her name, guys.
She doesn't like my big 4-inch penis.
She doesn't. We talked about it a lot.
So what are you thankful for, man, since it's Thanksgiving?
What do I think what?
What are you thankful for?
Oh, everything. There's nothing I'm not thankful for.
Yeah.
Even the bad stuff. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything to be unthankful for. So.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the doctor that told me I should seek alternative therapy to my treatment-resistant depression.
Oh, really?
That got me saying, okay, I have a friend, and she's like, I want to send you this consult to a ketamine clinic.
Are you into one of them?
Yeah.
You never tell me that.
I know.
Oh.
Insurance didn't cover it, you pay for it. And they do, I still went and saw, the psych doctor during this, but it was a pretty dark time. But the ketamine, of course, it's a psychedelic, and it was a very different experience. And but it reminded me of mushrooms and psilocybin, from back in my 20s. And of course, with that psychiatrist, we discussed the ketamine, and I said, this is great, but I can't afford this, every month. And I said, is it because of the psychedelic? And she started to explain. I said, well, let me just. I know you can't recommend anything illegal, but what about mushrooms? Because I felt the same thing. When I was 27, when I took those. And she said, if you want to look into that, I won't stop you. So I read between the lines, and that's what started me on my journey.
Yeah, that stupid video that I saw.
Yeah.
I saw it on Netflix, and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, this is really gonna. Because like when I first started doing psychedelics, I was like, and I had done them when I was young too, but it didn't mean shit to me. And like as an adult, when I did it, when my mom started dying, and it was even like before that, but it was around the time I realized that it was gonna happen, because you can kind of see that shit coming, and so around that time, I was like, okay, and I had already started doing them. It wasn't for that reason. I just was like, I wanted to do something different. And I had a life-changing experience. So then when I saw that Netflix thing, I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I wanted. Because I wanted everybody to know what I found out. And so it was funny because, to know that that's your experience is that thing that it gave me so much joy that night when I saw it. I never watched that show.
Right.
I never watched it. It just doesn't interest me. But just to see that was that was cool. And then you to tell me that's what, put you onto this, I was like, oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm just glad she was able to, I'm glad ketamine, is legal and it does help people. But yeah, it's just expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, if, just to know that there are progressive doctors.
Yeah.
That they're starting, the younger ones are starting to, like, hey, we can't just keep pushing, Wellbutrin and Abilify and Zoloft and, and Bupropion, just keep pushing these, if it's not working, it's not working.
I had to take some of that shit when I was a kid. I think I took some Wellbutrin for a while. They put me on something else, and I was just fucking pretending to be sad. I wasn't really sad.
You were just being a teenager.
I was just being a fucking little. I just wanted attention, I guess.
Yeah, you're just being
from
normal.
girls. I didn't want it from them.
Right, you're trying to be that mysterious goth.
Yeah.
Broody teenager. No, I totally,
Yeah.
I mean, I was too nerdy, but I would try to be it, but I was more.
I was all into Nirvana and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, Nirvana.
Wearing stupid clothes. Yeah, and then when Marilyn Manson came out, I was like, oh, all black. I was like, let's go.
And then Marilyn Manson,
Let's be weird.
Yeah. So you're 40, I'm 47, you're 42, right? Yeah, so you're 5, so whenever Marilyn Manson came out, you were still, but I was already.
Probably like 14 or something.
Yeah. But I saw him in concert during this.
You see everybody.
Whenever beautiful people.
Fanboy over here.
But back then you didn't have TV and phones and all that.
Yeah.
So Marilyn Manson came to Lubbock, Texas, and that's where I went. That's where I went and saw him at. But it played and back then in the Coliseum. It was just a Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't seated. It was just general admission. Everybody just ran in, and they were selling just like they only sold like 300 or 400 tickets, and that place held I think 3,000 or 4,000. But whenever the Christians heard, one of the big churches there, one of the evangelistic churches in Lubbock heard that Marilyn Manson was coming, there was a media release. Oh my God, protest.
Yeah.
He sold the fuck out just because
sure.
of that. Put on a 45-minute show, no grand finale, no nothing. Came out, did a show, no fuck you, no love you, good night, and fucking burned off.
Made his money and
got out. Made his money and got the fuck out. And the place was packed.
Go to jail. He's probably scared shitless.
Yeah, probably some redneck,
Yeah. Some fucking real God-loving Christian come out of the woods and pop his ass.
Yeah, because Lubbock, Texas is West Texas, and they're.
Wouldn't it be wild if Christians were like that? Like they were just like so like Muslims, or like they were just like so gung ho, they're ready to do some shit, like, but they're just gonna go shoot your ass, like, oh, you were Satan, pow.
yeah, that would be.
That would be crazy if there was a bunch of them doing that. That'd be wild.
What, extremists? Christians?
That'd be nuts.
Fuck.
They don't ever do nothing though. They're just so harmless. They don't do anything. They never like. They don't even kill abortion doctors anymore. They used to, right?
Yeah, they used to bomb them.
Yeah, they don't do nothing. They're like, fuck that. That's not what Jesus wanted.
Right. He didn't want us to kill everybody. We can protest.
Yeah.
We can witness, but don't kill. Don't destroy the
When I was a kid, I had to go stand on the corner of 1960, and like we had like these signs for like anti-abortion up and down 1960. Like, and I remember I was a kid, and I was just like, what are we doing? I was like, I bet all those kids that are like at protests now probably feel like that. They're just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
It was so weird. I was just like, this is odd.
Well, can you imagine the
felt
protest?
Stupid.
The big protest, the hippie protest back in the in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was countrywide. Over the war, just about the war and everything, but in the race riots.
Yeah.
So we see the anti-abortion protest, but that's small term compared to the protest our grandparents used to do.
I don't know. I would never go to a riot or to any of that shit.
Right.
You'd never see me at any of that shit.
Dude, riots are fucking scary.
Yeah.
I've never been in a riot. There as a prison guard, there were.
Oh yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, never. But I've seen riots.
They're so outnumbered.
And I love. I'll be honest. I love watching riot videos.
I remember when the Houston riots or whatever were going on with the whatever his name was, and they were like, my brother was like married or almost married to some girl, and she was like, she wanted to go down there to that shit. And I was like, oh my God, are you insane? It was like the last place I would be is at one of those things. It was so crazy.
Now, what about like during Hurricane Ike when everything was shut down? Were you here?
Yeah, I've always been here.
Yeah. So, but there wasn't any major looting or anything like that.
I don't remember. Do you?
Well, I wasn't here during Ike. I was here.
No, I don't think so. There was probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like massive, I don't think.
You remember that 1,000-year flood back in about 4 years ago? I think it was right after, or it was Harvey, and then the next year was another flood. And I remember seeing, you know, like on the news, they had people, you know, in front of their stores with shotguns going, hey, you know, you ain't looting me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, keeping the riot down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, being in a riot would be fucked up.
Yeah, I don't want to be there.
I wouldn't.
I hope
fat.
all these people that moved here keep voting the way they're voting, even though, like, at this rate, we'll never get legalized weed or anything. But still, just keep voting the way that we vote here.
Just keep the riots down.
Yeah, let's just be safe.
I think eventually we will get legalized weed, because I mean it's a progression.
Yeah, I know.
You know, California started out with medical marijuana, just like Texas.
What are they worried about? Everybody's just gonna be too chill.
Everybody's gonna be like us.
I heard they all just buy from like illegal sources anyway.
Yeah.
In those states, that like the dispensaries charge too much and shit. So.
Yeah, you still get. I mean, you know, if the dispensary charges too much, you can still buy it. You know, from.
But I think they make a lot of money in taxes. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't really care. Like whatever.
Yeah, I just enjoy what I have, and whenever I don't have any, then I enjoy life sober.
Yeah. Yep. I like going to sleep sober sometimes. Most of the time.
Yeah.
It's nice. I don't really notice the difference though too much. Just the way I wake up. I'm like this. If I go to sleep high, I wake up like this because it's edibles.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
because they're still in your system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happened to me. You ever fart? You ever eaten so many edibles that when you fart, it smells like weed?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's a lot of
It
edibles.
definitely smells something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it's weed.
Yeah.
But I think so.
For me, I mean, it's definitely weed.
I imagine.
Yeah, I ate too much on a Sunday. That's why I don't like to eat edibles too much on a Sunday, because on Monday I go to work and I fart in my office and it smells like weed.
Yeah, and then they're like, come downstairs, balls.
Nah.
Come smell the downstairs. Yep.
Oh man.
So what else?
Well,
did you say what you were thankful for?
yeah, I'm thankful for the doctor that said,
Oh yeah. That's a good one. It's a big. How long has it been that you did psychedelics for the first time?
I'm on my second year of growing, so yeah. Yeah. I know I got a lot of time to catch up on it, right?
I don't know.
It's
not
all
what
about
I would have said, but anyway.
No, growing spiritually.
Yeah.
I'm on my second year of
growing spiritually.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not growing. The second year of my journey.
Yeah.
So I've been on psychedelics for a little over year and a half with the psychedelic therapies.
Yeah. Well, took me out of my zone there. I hope they have some good food over here. I'm not really that hungry. I ate like 3 of those cookies Jenny made. Those bitches are pretty filling.
Well, it's more, see some people, eat some food, and then when the kids start acting like kids, you know me, I'll burn off.
I'm riding with somebody, so I can't. I gotta stay till we're done.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, you go to Thanksgiving or whatever with your family, to somebody, some big family's house, like grandma or whatever. And everybody was sitting around, and food would be done, and whatever entertainment would be done, and it'd be small talks. And then finally, one person would leave, and after that, everybody finally burned off. But I become an adult, and even at 20 to 25, it was still everybody's going to grandma's house for Thanksgiving. You still have to go. So you go, but whenever everything's done, you're like, hey, fuck, I don't have to sit here and do nothing. I can leave. I'm an adult. All right, bye.
Yeah.
That was awkward the first time.
I'm an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
I like the Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
You know what that is, right?
We don't say shit.
You just leave.
Yeah.
I like to do that.
Yeah.
I hate that shit where you gotta walk around and go, bye-bye.
No.
Hug everybody. Shake a hand.
That
Like,
takes
oh,
so
you're leaving? Like,
yeah, that's so,
yeah, bitch, you ain't even talking to me.
Hold on, before you go, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You're like, motherfucker. No, I don't do all that. I just wait to goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, that's a good move. Sometimes, like when I first started fucking taking psychedelics, I would fucking hug I would hug everybody. So it's like I would hug every single person in the house at my girlfriend's family's house. I just would hug all of them. You get a hug. I was just telling you get a hug. You get a hug. Now I'm not so much like that anymore. But I don't fucking take psychedelics that often now.
Well, I mean, that plus the pandemic broke that habit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hugging each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely did that. Which I'm okay with, kind of. Sometimes I feel bad when I don't shake someone's hand.
But you know, it's become accepted.
Yeah.
It's not like it used to be where, you know, if you didn't shake my hand, you were disrespecting me.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you going to tell me? Bye-bye. She wants outside because the other dog's barking. This is a live podcast.
Hey. So.
Go be his friend.
Settle down.
Get the fuck out of here. I was gonna laugh, but it's too late.
Well, this is, I think our audio is definitely a lot better.
I hope so. This fucking holding this shit though, like, I don't like it. I feel like I'm like death gripping it the whole time. My fucking wrist is getting fucking burned out.
Dude, I can hear your white knuckling it, dude. Just,
you can hear it?
No, I can see that you're white knuckling
yeah,
it.
got to. Oh, if I don't hold it all fucking soft, it's all like a dingleberry. It's shit. I thought about unplugging it for a second, but I was like,
just,
nah.
you know, you just hold it just like that. Just,
It's all limp. You still hear it?
No?
Oh, I hear it. It's there.
Well, yeah, you go right.
Well, sometimes I'm animated. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
We're gonna get you a headphone mic like Britney Spears. In that video. Yeah.
I don't know this video. Is it one
Oh,
of the ones where she's a new one?
No, it's the Mandela Effect video.
I hate that shit when people talk about that.
What? Look at.
I know what it is. I've definitely heard about it a lot. I just think it's stupid. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. They're like, because they always go, your memories are so funny. You can kind of manipulate memories, and so it's like, you kind of manipulate it right in the beginning by going, do you remember how it was called Yogi Berra or whatever, Hanna Berra, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And then but it's actually called this, you know, and it's like you kind of mislead the memory because you're like, you don't fucking know. It's like, how old is that shit? So you're just like, I don't know. They used to call them Legos, I don't know what the fuck. It's just stupid to me. So I'm just like, I get how it could be tricky, but then it's like companies also rebrand. So some of these companies are probably just sitting back laughing like, fuck idiots. You know what I mean?
You know the Bernstein Bear? You know,
kinda.
I've
heard it. I remember it.
It's either spelled an A or an E.
Okay.
But you remember, this book, the storyline I'm talking about.
Sort of. I mean, I know they had books.
Yeah.
Kid books.
And I remember reading some of them. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they were Jews until this whole conspiracy thing came.
Who cares? Like,
that's what I mean. But they were talking about, it's a Jewish last name. It has to be spelled this way. Or it has to be spelled. I was like, those bears were Jews?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Well, I imagine the Jewish people, because it's their story, but.
I guess. I never gave it no thought as a young man.
Yeah.
Don't give it much thought now. It's just like, who cares? Like,
it's just a story.
What does it matter? Like, it doesn't matter. They're also in the Bible.
The Bernstein Bears.
The Jews. That would be cool if they were there.
It'd just be another story.
Another story. So they might as well be. It's like in the very, very, very back, very back. That's what the Vatican's hiding.
The Bernstein Bears.
Yeah. So that's what they're hiding back there.
The story of Jesus and
yeah.
the Bernstein Bears.
Yep. That's it. They're hiding that shit. Gotta do it.
Oh, fucking hell.
What about hell? Do you think hell's real?
No. Honestly, I think hell's,
I don't think so either.
I think it's a state of existence. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I'm not going to live my life like, waiting on eternal life.
Could you imagine that? Oh my god. I think, sometimes I think about people that get life in prison. Like, that's gotta be hell.
Yeah.
That's gotta be hell.
I'm for sure that you're not watching.
And then they always want to like the ones that on death row always want to like appeal it and like try to live. I don't understand that either.
They're not ready for death.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Dude, I always say, like if everybody's getting murdered. I was like, if I ever do murder somebody, my plea bargain will be, I will plead guilty if you give me the death penalty and make it quick.
You have to have it. I couldn't imagine.
I'm not going to prison for life and gonna get. Because I will get murdered because I used to be a corrections officer, and I'm weak and I'm old. I'm getting raped.
I'm weak. I'm old. I'm a fucking target at gas stations.
I can't strap up when I'm in there. All I do is just pay somebody.
That's funny.
So yeah, I'd have to go for.
You gotta pay somebody in there, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Come on, Barry. Jesus Christ, this is no way to look at it.
Yeah, that's what keeps me from murdering.
You used to be one.
Well, I don't want to go to prison and get raped.
The worst job. I couldn't imagine that as a job.
Hey, it's a job.
Might as well just be in there. Jesus, it's a terrible job.
I wasn't made for it.
It's surprising that they don't get fucking like just not riots all day long. The little amount of guards there are compared to like inmates.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Most of them just want to do their time and go home. 90% of them are fine.
I don't know about 90, but there's probably about 20% that are doing good. The rest of them, they're up to no good.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'm no. Okay, maybe it's a little more, but a lot of them are fucking around.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there on the other side.
They're just not causing problems for the guards.
Yeah.
If you don't cause problems for me, then I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. A lot of that shit just nothing. It's no big deal. It's just like prison stuff,
Yeah.
Little fights and squabbles and shit.
Traffic and trading.
Pulling each other to the corner and having a little fight.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But there are some places where apparently it's like they would always talk about how bad it was. They're like, oh, this motherfucker. I remember this one guy had one tooth, big. He was huge. He was like 6'6", 6'8". I don't know. He was massive. Named Callie or something, and he had a lot of muscles, and he only had one fucking tooth. And they told me that he got it knocked out with a mop handle, like the ringer.
Yeah.
Somebody hit him in the mouth with the ringer, and I was like, holy fuck. I never saw nothing like that though. I saw some stuff, but nothing like that.
Well, I worked in a psych
Like
hospital.
cool. Yeah.
I worked in a psych hospital prison. And I never saw a lot of assaults because a lot of them were single cell. The ones that were assaulted, I saw them assault themselves. Like shoving spoons and shit in their dick.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Chicken bones. Yeah.
Chicken bones.
And
Like
one
actual
guy-
chicken bones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they just cut the dick off?
No, they pulled it out. Yeah, he's done it so many times.
Shards or anything?
Yeah, they weren't. The bone just got left in. They're supposed to debone all the chicken before it gets served, but that one dude that was fucked up somehow got his chicken bone. I saw a dude cut his testicle out.
So his penis. Why? Why self-abuse? Why you're general?
I don't know, dude. But then the last 6 years I was there,
Sure.
I just worked in control picket. Where I was tired of dealing with prisoners, and I just worked there and while I was going to school, so I just did my schoolwork. I used to have this little PDA, that I could type on. Now I would type papers while I was in the control picket doing nothing.
Yeah. Oh, for school?
Yeah, for school. That's so I went to school, online, to get my prereqs for nursing school. I was
It
just
was a
typing.
good waste of time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good for you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably definitely a benefit. But I could never imagine wanting to be around those prisoners.
People make.
And then the women, I never understood the women that worked there either. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing here? It's like, what? It's like so crazy. I was like, what the hell? The bigger fat ones, like, okay, nobody's fucking attracted to you. But some of them were like kind of fine. But it was also, I would always question myself too, like, do I think this bitch is an actual fine bitch? Or is it because I haven't seen a real woman in a long time? And like, it doesn't really matter what I see. And so then when I was gonna get out of jail, I asked this one guy, because I was looking down at all the people coming to visitation, and I was like, I knew they were ugly, but I was just like, oh my god, she's so fine. She's so fine. I was just like saying that, and so I told this guy, I go, am I gonna like look at ugly girls and want to fuck them for the rest of my life now? And he was like, just one. And I was like, he was right.
Yeah.
He was definitely right.
Just go out and knock that one out and then get back to normal.
But for the record, there's something beautiful about everyone. Just saying. There really is. But at that time in my life, that's how I felt.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, whenever our judgmental 20s, helped for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know,
it was fun.
It's what we do in our 20s. You know, it's different. You know, again, that was 20 years ago. If you had told me what I'd be doing at 47, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, I should ask Karen more about your past. I'll ask in front of everybody. Yeah.
See,
I'll wait.
I have a friend that wants to come on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
And
already?
She was. I want to be on
Oh
there.
yeah.
And I said, why? Well, you don't do what I do. She goes, no, I got some berry stories I want to tell. I'm like, this bitch.
Yeah. So we need more likes and more subscribes and more shares so we can make more money and we can have guests. That's what we need. That's what we need, you guys.
Yeah.
I know you guys have big hearts out there. Let's get to it.
And then we're gonna interview. I think we should find great people to interview too.
Yeah. They're like normal people too.
Yeah.
I just want to like normal ass people. Like I have some customers, but I just want to interview. I already do interviews on everybody. They get
Right.
a tattoo from me anyway, but there's some I just want to get like we get in there.
Yeah, it's got
Normal people though.
Yeah.
Work at sign companies and shit.
Yeah. Sonic Car Hop.
Tell me about your fucking experience.
No, but you have to interview people when you're tattooing them because you have to get that's a long time to just be sitting there in silence.
Yeah, sometimes.
I know that I would have a hard time with my how introverted I am. I forget about the world, and you see me. I'll sit there in silence for a few hours. I don't need to talk. You don't need it. Now, it's one of the reasons why we get along so great. Is we don't have. There's not an uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, right.
And so if I was tattooing somebody, I'd kind of forget about that and zone. And then 2 hours later, they're
You remember when people used to go awkward?
yeah.
I used to go, not for me. I used to the first thing out of my mouth every time. Shantae knows this shit about me. I used to always go, not for me, motherfucker. It ain't awkward for me. Is it awkward for you? It's never awkward for me. Like it just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It only exists if you want it to exist. Awkward moments. It's only there if you want it to be there.
Yeah, it's not. And that's my social ineptitude.
Yeah.
Making awkward moments because of my dark humor or just silence.
Years of being fucking isolated with you and your ex-wife.
Yeah.
That's really probably what it more is,
Yeah.
like not allowed to do shit.
If I don't talk, I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they were always, totally. I don't know, I just love silence, and
I think it's important to know yourself. I was kind of writing about that when you pulled up. I was like on my MacBook writing about the self. And it's just like, I really think it's important that you have time. That's kind of what meditation can be. And it doesn't you don't have to be in a certain place. You don't have to be anywhere. You just fucking think. Doesn't matter what you think about. You don't have to control it. You don't do whatever.
Right.
Whatever happens, happens. People are like, I'm having a hard time. Or I fall asleep. That's what I think is funny.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you did it then. I guess.
If you relax so much you fall asleep, you
you
meditate till you fall asleep.
You did good.
Yeah. You left me wrong now.
Yeah. Lucky you.
It's those of us trying to quiet all the voices in our head.
Yeah. You just went out.
I just want to talk to one voice for the next 30 minutes. Can we do that?
But sometimes it's not for everybody, Or I don't know. I guess some people think you have to get somewhere or it has to be something.
No. No, it's just about being able to focus or,
But it is one thing you can watch too is I watched on that 90-Day Fiancé, right? I watched this one guy and the way he was doing it, he was sitting up and he had his fingers out like Jesus or some shit. And he's so I kind of I've been doing it like him lately just for a little bit, just sitting up like this. But I'm in the sauna usually when I do it, and so my ear starts burning from the heat. But if I sit straight up, I'm I don't know what the temperature is, but it's fucking hot. So
Right.
It's definitely over 200 degrees.
so like my skin starts burning when but I like to try to do it just to see what happens, you know. And I'm like, Powerball, 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 Powerball. Come to me, I see you in my mind, the Powerball.
Yeah, that you speak it into existence.
Yeah. Well, remember what he said? He's like, but I watched the way he meditated. He was saying that he was meditating about that girl with a picture of her, and that's how like he came to her in a dream that night.
Right.
She had a dream about him, and I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, that's what you fucking meditated for, was to get a girl. So I'm over here like Powerball, 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 Powerball. Fuck these others, Powerball.
But how creepy is that to like, this is the girl I want.
That's gross. Yeah.
This is the girl I want.
Yeah, we should find out what season that is so we can tell people. And if you haven't seen that show, you should watch that show, 90 Day Fiancé. What if we turn this into a 90 Day Fiancé podcast?
Dude, one of my thoughts, and I wonder if any of you guys know how to make reaction videos. Like, you know, like I know how to record us, obviously.
2 times you asked.
But how do you split the screen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And were you watching it while you react, while you're recording it?
Yeah.
Because I would make the recording and then record you while we did it.
Yeah.
I just need to know how to do it. I gotta figure that second part out.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
We just gotta spend time, like, you know, it's not gonna just happen for us. You know, that's our problem, is we're just fucking around. But this is like, we're getting a little better this time, so
Right.
baby steps. Baby steps. Pretty soon, we'll be YouTube famous.
we need to come up with a name.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. My vote's Trip to the Veil.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It doesn't catch me.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of spooky, kind of trippy. Like, I don't know what to think about it. You know. I just can also think about this band from a long time ago called like Veil of Maya, and so I just like, I don't know, just turned off by it because I didn't like the band. So I don't know. Let's see.
I triggered you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I guess.
Karen.
Yeah. Do I have blonde? They got blue eyes. Do they look dead yet? That's how we know the podcast should be over. What time is it? 2:40. Well, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
I think we've been doing it a while.
Yeah.
It should be pretty weird inside when we get in there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've
Let's
heard.
get to it.
Hey, this is Jay's girlfriend. I'm gonna go burn off now.
Yeah.
Play with yourself.
Well, thank you for showing up. If
Yeah.
you showed up, share, like, you know.
Share, like, subscribe.
That's what they tell us to say.
The trifecta.
It's the rules. And all this stuff we said was just
For educational purposes only.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Just for your education.
All right.